Hey there. Thank you for your interest in core work. My name is Marcia. I wanted to come on and give a little bit of an orientation to what core work is and what it isn't so that people can get clarification on the path and what it does and how it can possibly support you. Many people, when they hear core work, they think that, okay, I'm going to be doing a lot of crunches. That's not what this is. Core work is not a fitness program. And this is not a workshop. It's not a training. You don't have to take notes or anything. I'm just going to be giving some information to help you understand and conceptualize what this is that I'm offering and help you decide whether or not this might be something that is helpful or supportive for you and your lifestyle. So again, don't need to take notes. Just listen and see whether or not this resonates with you. So in my work over the years and just in different settings, I've just come to observe and see so many people who are kind of operating on autopilot. On the outside, doing well, everything looks good, but they're burned out, not necessarily fulfilled, and not satisfied, not necessarily moving with purpose or intention. Also, maybe people have a desire to do more when it comes to their self-care, but have not been able to do it in an intentional way. And so they're doing different routines, but they're operating kind of more at a superficial level. So they're doing things, but still not feeling a significant change, or it's not meaningful for them. Core work is there to shift the focus from the external to the internal, to you. So if you have been focused on everything and everybody else and have a hard time for whatever reason taking the time to focus on yourself, take care of yourself, then this might be a great path for you to consider utilizing to help you learn how to do just that. The people that I encounter, they are capable, good folks, and oftentimes know what to do, but just have a problem in the execution and the consistency in doing it. So again, this provides an opportunity for people to kind of recenter, get grounded, and work on themselves, their core. So going back to the program itself, it's not a fitness program. This is a path, a progression across different options. And so we have Core Work Foundations, Core Work Reset Intensive, and Core Work VIP Reset Experience. You might find that you fall anywhere on that particular path. So with Foundations, this is for people who maybe are wanting to operate more independently and more at their own pace. So it's a self-paced program. It helps to improve and increase your self-awareness, help you give clarity maybe around some of your routines and goals that you have, and help you work towards those particular goals that you have. It's not going to be so high pressure because you set the tone, you set the pace, and you set the agenda as far as what you're working on. The tools and the resources are there available to you, but you determine when and how you move through them. With Reset Intensive, this is for those people who want a live experience, those people who want more direct support and may have the bandwidth or the time available for a live experience. It's a small group experience, but it is still live over multiple days. And so you will have the opportunity to address some of the same things that we start in Foundations, but getting more in depth around things like boundaries, emotional labor, and how can I maintain the changes I make here moving forward with regard to sustainability. So that's a brief kind of view of Reset Intensive. Then you also have VIP Reset Experience. And so with the VIP experience, you're getting one-on-one coaching. So you get everything that you got with the Reset Intensive, but you get one-on-one coaching. So this is for those people who want even more integration, who want even more support, who want maybe more tailored guidance and support, and that you get that one-on-one coaching session with me, as well as extended access to the resources and just more of a kind of ongoing rhythm. with that. So foundations, more independent, self-paced, the reset live experience, small group, live interaction, integration, VIP, coming back to a one-on-one setting with fully integrated work with me in a one-on-one coaching session. This is the path. This is the progression, and you can determine where you fall and what feels right for you. What makes this different, as I mentioned earlier, is that this isn't a fitness program. Whether we're working on trying to change some behaviors for yourself, lifestyle behaviors, sleep, maybe you're trying to get active, or your goal is to actually take time for yourself, whatever that is. But we're also looking at using movement to support your effort in that change process. Yes, movement is included in all parts of the path, but it's used to support what you're doing in the work that you're doing in core work. So it's used again for regulation, for integration, and for processing. Not so you can say, I did 50 reps of push-ups, and like, I'm not doing that. I probably should be, but I'm not doing that. So I don't want you to hear core work, get intimidated, and kind of filter yourself out thinking it's something that it's not. Movement is there to support you. All of this is about integrating movement, mindset, mental well-being so that you can get to a better place. Stress levels are high, and I'm always hearing people saying, I need to do this to take care of myself. I said I was going to work on XYZ. This is an opportunity for you to see where you land and using one of these opportunities to maybe help you get there. You're getting coach forward movement, meaning that this is not therapy, this is not counseling. We're focused on how are you moving forward, where are you trying to move, where are you trying to go, and how can we help get you there, what resources and tools do we need to engage to help get you to that next level for yourself. And also wanting to be respectful of your world, your lifestyle, what's realistic. You know, what can you really do? Not just ideally, we have the hashtag goals, but what's realistic for you in this moment, in this space and time when it comes to making changes in your life? Because that, if we're not being realistic, then we're not going to get anywhere. So some different things that I want to throw out there so you have the information. Again, no need to take notes. You can get all this information just by visiting the website, but I do want to give some clarity here. Enrollment is open for all parts of the path now. The reset intensive dates are February the 21st and the 22nd. That is the first weekend. And then you also have 2 follow-up dates on March the 7th and March the 14th. Both of those are Saturdays. Now, what if you can't make the live experience? Oh my goodness, you have access to replays, so you can do that. If you miss part of it or can't make all of it, you still have access to the replays, but I wanted to make sure you have those dates. With the intensive, as I mentioned before, it is limited as far as spots go. You have to keep it small so that I can provide provide the quality service and support. So you just want to keep that in mind. There are payment plans available. So if you feel that cost is a concern, you maybe want to consider the payment plan options that are available for both the Reset Intensive and the VIP Reset. Also, if you are starting with foundations, you can get a $50 credit towards the Reset Intensive if that's something that you're interested in. Again, don't stress. Go to the website, look it over. You'll see the details laid out there, and you can sort through them and get your questions answered there. All right, so I want to go over a few more questions that I often get before I wrap up here. So I mentioned already that core work is not therapy. This is not counseling, and it's not a substitute for therapy. Now, sometimes I'm working with folks and there's some other things that might warrant attention in a therapeutic setting. That's fine, and it's no judgment. You'll just want to address that in that setting. This is looking at where you are now and how are we moving forward in a more coach-oriented approach. Do you have to be ready? Do I have to have it all worked out? No, because otherwise you wouldn't be here. If you're already ready, if you already have clear goals about what it is you want to work on, then that's great. But if you don't, then come on anyway. That's what this program can help you figure out. Again, maybe it's simply trying to start putting that emphasis and attention on yourself versus everything else. Maybe that's the goal. And that's okay too. So you can feel free to jump in there as well. Again, if you miss a live session, you're able to catch replays. It is not physically intense, as I mentioned earlier, so do not get intimidated or start questioning whether or not you can go through a movement session that we have. Also, with all movement is optional. You do what works for your body. I always tell people you get points for showing up. So you do what works for your body. But remember, the movement is as a tool to integrate everything else that you've been working on. It brings it all together and it supports your self-care. So think about it more so in that respect as opposed to, oh gosh, we got to go hard and I got to do 50 push-ups. Exhale and don't worry about that. What if you're busy and feeling overwhelmed? You are not alone. First and foremost, that is kind of where this comes into play and kind of designed for you. So maybe you might find that one of those paths fits better for you than the others. But core work is also about, how do I begin to take care of myself when I'm feeling overwhelmed, when I'm feeling too busy? Because I'm always feeling overwhelmed. I'm always feeling too busy. Okay then, so we've got to find something that works realistically in the here and now, not when things calm down or 5 years from now after my youngest kid graduates. It's like, let's go on and start looking at what's going to work in the here and now and take an honest look at that. Are refunds available? Core work is commitment based, and so because there's limited seating, refunds are not offered. If for some reason you signed up for the Reset Intensive and can't make it, then we can possibly transfer your credit to another participant if you want to do that, but refunds aren't offered at this time. And finally, how do I know if this is a good fit? Well, hopefully some of the information that I already offered helps you kind of determine whether or not this works for you, whether or not it's a good fit. If you are looking for general tips and general motivation, this may not be the right fit for you. But if you're looking at focused attention and integration, structure, support around your self-care, your wellness, and also insight, then this might be a good container for you. So just some things to think about as you start navigating your decision. I appreciate your attention. As I mentioned, all of this is available on the website. Check it out and read the details there and decide whether or not you feel like this is appropriate for you. And if not, that's fine too. Maybe now is not the time, or maybe this is not the right fit. Whatever your choice is, that is perfectly fine. Just be thoughtful and intentional about it so that you're not passing up an opportunity to take care of yourself and level up for yourself. So again, if any of this resonated, if you have questions, feel free to reach out. If you are on social media, then maybe message me through any of the social media sites. If you're on my email list, feel free to hit reply on one of my emails and I'll respond to that. If you're on the website, then just click the contact button and I'll respond to that. I'm always just wanting to encourage you to take care of yourself and keep doing your core work.